Hello, hello.
Hello.
Oh wait, let me get the intro put together. How's it go? Do 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 do. Oh shit! If I
Y-
just sing it, nobody will notice. Yeah,
No,
I did not have time to put together, but
yeah. I gotta say though, I'm I didn't really realize this, but my wife brought it up to me as I was watching, or as we were going through them, and I I'm kind of a little annoyed that it's like the exact same theme. No, nothing about it was changed. Just
oh, the actual theme song. Yeah,
yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. Like that is such an iconic theme song, and I was
it
really hoping they'd
is.
do something different for this, and they
But
did the exact same theme
it
song. And
it,
part of
it
me's like,
and
I get it
yeah,
because it's so iconic, but it's like it also makes this show kind of feel so much more Game of Thrones, and I know it is, but like it'd be nice if it could step out of that a bit more. We'll get into it
agreed.
more when we get into it, but yeah, like there are other great themes I'm sure we could have used for this show. Just replaying Game of Thrones, yeah, it's great, but do something new. We had 8 years of Game of Thrones. This is
Yeah.
something different, even though it's the same universe.
I mean, it could have done that, but then it also would have had the curse of like having to live up to that
hmm
theme and all of
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I think they could have figured out something. I think they could have figured out something.
Yeah, I think so
But
too.
yes. But I mean, we got a solid. Well, we got a show. We got a couple of things I think are good, and then listen, we're covering three things, and we got some good stuff, and we got Alien Resurrection. I don't know what else to say, but
Oh, I don't know. I had quite a bit to say, and
yeah.
apparently I had
Um,
forgotten how terrible that
I
movie
man, I had forgotten
was.
that movie. We'll get into it, but God, I remember having more fun with that one. But um,
Yeah, if that's what you want to call it.
yeah. Um, Yeah, we got Alien Resurrection. We got House of the Dragon. We'll cover the second half of the season, but kind of also do a season sum up as we usually do, and then a whole season of Cape Crusader. So two TV shows. So I'm gonna try to avoid that in the future because God, that gets a little packed. But yeah, yes, yes. So I guess are we ready to just dive right into Cape Crusader? Or is there anything you want to talk about, Bobby? Because I can't think of anything that
No,
happened.
let's
Oh, I guess a little thing to announce. I don't know if you submitted for press passes yet, but I got into the next Horror Hound.
no, I have
Um,
not
but
submitted yet.
oh, okay. Look, if you're interested, look into it. You're welcome to crash here. But
Okay.
um, yeah. So yeah, that'll be coming up in September. There I will get coverage and stuff like that. Right now, we'll see if he keeps, but right now, I think I'm gonna go ahead and get Kevin Smith's autograph set because that should be awesome. But yes, yes, I think that's about the only big news. There has been anything with the presidential election, which is shocking because, god damn, that's been a roller coaster. um, yeah, and I have House of the Dragon pulled up, and it's talked about the season 4 premiere date, and I'm like, I just finished season 2. What's going on? Anyways,
Hmm.
um, we're not talking about House of the Dragon yet. We are talking about um the newest Batman show, Batman Cape Crusader, from Bruce Timm, one of the co-creators of the original animated series. This is like a spiritual successor. It's not the same continuity whatsoever, but like, um, like it's I also want to say almost like it's like a darker take of kind of what the animated series was, and takes a lot of there's obviously lots of trying to think of a good way to say it. Liberties with the Batman story here. Um, and I'll go ahead and say it. I think I appreciate. Well, I don't know if I'm 100% thrilled with all the liberties he takes. I appreciate the fact that he's taking them, and overall, I enjoyed this. Um, Bobby, what are your broad thoughts?
I didn't hate it.
Ooh,
I want to start by saying that
mm-hmm.
for the most part, I did enjoy this. but a lot of the time, I really just kind of felt like I'd rather just watch the one from the early '90s.
What's the interesting thing? So, like,
Feel of
uh,
it really like it really reminded me of that.
yeah, aesthetically, it's a lot like it. And that's the thing. Like, I was kind of hoping it'd be like X-Men '97, and I thought X-Men '97 was just like the perfect sequel series where it's like a continuation of that original animated series story, but like somehow just everything is just fucking better. And I kind of figured this wouldn't be able to do that because the animated series, in my opinion, is better. The Batman animated series from the '90s is better than the X-Men animated series in the '90s. It's aged
No
much
argument.
better if you go back and watch it.
Yeah, no
Um,
argument. The stories, the cells, the panels, they
yeah.
all that perfect.
So this spiritual successor kind of had a lot to live up to. Yeah, and I would argue it is not as good as the animated series. I think it's good. It seems like I probably prefer it to Bobby, but it's not as good. And there's like I said, there's a couple things I appreciate. This series is willing to go a lot darker than the original
Hmm.
animated series. Like you notice
And
that
the
fairly
animate well,
early on when people
and
are
the
just getting
animated
killed.
and to be fair, the animated series also got really dark too.
Yeah, true.
And like I said, I didn't hate this. I enjoyed it. I just didn't
Yeah.
really like it as much as I'd hoped I would.
Yeah, yeah. I think I can get behind that.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
yeah, it's good. And I thought, especially after the first episode, introduces obviously something all the chuds went after, female penguin. I actually thought she was a kind of terrifying villain. She just
Yeah.
kills one of her kids. Just no
Yeah.
questions. It's like,
And
damn.
then just tells the other one like he was my favorite.
Yeah,
Like,
it's like fuck.
I was like, oh, uh, okay.
Because when they're threatening to kill him, I'm like, okay, is it actually going to kill him, or is it going to be like the animated series where something always happens to prevent it? It's like, oh no, he's just fucking
No,
dead now.
they
Yeah,
they kill people in this series. And
yeah, and that is something I appreciate. This, like I said, it takes lots of liberties with the Batman mythos, which I think, considering this is like adaptation 2847, yes, take liberties, have fun, experiment with the characters, see what works. But there are definitely downgrades, I feel, to a lot.
The suit.
Um, huh?
I think the ears look too goofy.
I don't know. I'm kind of okay with the Batman suit. I don't know. For me, it's more
Okay.
characterization. Yeah, here. Good
Little
picture of the
goofy.
Batman suit right there.
Little
Yeah,
goofy.
It's okay. Well, I mean,
It's kind of like
we
those old
also
black and
get
white photos of Batman.
hmm we also get Harley Quinn. So Joker, we get
I
teased at the end of the season, but we got Harley Quinn.
really liked Harley Quinn in this.
Yeah.
I
Well, I think it's
really
interesting
like
too
that. Yeah.
because the original Harley Quinn was always just like she was a therapist. She eventually got Joker, and Joker
Mhm.
drove her insane. And this introduces a Harley Quinn that no, she's fucking insane.
She's already fucking crazy. Yeah.
yeah, she's a therapist because she likes fucking with people's minds. It's like that's kind of fucked up. Like it's all part of the darkness of this series. Essentially, Harley Quinn keeps a lot of her crazier patients kind of locked up in a cellar and just kind of experiments them and has them beat each other up and shit. It's fucked up.
Yeah.
Like I said, this is a
And
lot darker than the original animated
and
series.
and she makes them all very dependent on her.
Yes, yes,
I
it's
like the
all
fire. Yeah,
very
the Firefly.
twisted.
The
Yeah,
Firefly episode. I really liked that.
that was dark. I was kind like, I guess they did do more with that, but yeah, that was
Oh, like where he envisioned like the
surprisingly dark.
kids running around on fire. Like, yeah, that
Yeah,
was. I
where
was like,
not only did he envision the kids on fire and running around, but like he seemed to get a kick out of it. And it's like, oh,
yeah.
this dude's fucked up.
It's like, wow.
Um,
They're finally giving this character more life. Which is
mhm.
great. Gosh.
I
Yeah.
didn't even notice a lot of the cast list. So Hamish Linklater was someone I wasn't sure about as the voice of Batman. I mean, I recognized his voice, but like I thought he did a pretty good job.
I
And
didn't.
it's impossible. Oh, really?
I didn't
I would
recognize
argue
it.
like it's impossible to live up to Kevin Conroy.
Well,
So he's not that
yeah.
good,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I thought
yeah.
he did all right.
He did
Eh.
good.
Yeah.
One voice actor that stood out to me the entire series was Harvey Dent.
Yeah. So I actually didn't realize that was
I
the
pinned him. I
creator
pinned
until
who it
looking
was
it up.
immediately. I pinned who it was
Yeah.
immediately.
Well,
Yeah,
that it's something else. So like this version of Harvey Dent is kind of a dick
kind of a
throughout
prick.
most of the series. Yeah.
It's like
Like
I kind of liked it,
yeah.
and
Well,
it
I
just
mean a
made me
lot of the
wait for that
series.
turn. It waited.
Yeah.
I waited for that turn, and the
Yeah.
payoff really made me end up really enjoying the series overall, because I
Yeah.
really felt like that was the payoff for the whole series. The final two
Well,
episodes about Harvey Dent.
yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, you get like the whole thing like wraps up. Like I watched the last 3 episodes last night. And I didn't realize it was all kind of like a three-parter because you get like the episode 8, which is almost like kind of like standalone, but then he gets the acid thrown in his face, and then
Yeah.
then it's a two-parter from there. It's like,
Mhm.
damn, okay, so these three are all connected.
Yeah, it ends with that, and it's like, oh. Well, my reaction first
Yeah,
was, oh shit, they're doing it.
yeah,
Oh, they're
because I
doing it.
wasn't sure if they were doing that or not. Because I wasn't sure if Joker would pop up this season,
No,
or
I honestly was expecting for the episode with the actor. I guess it was kind
yeah,
of a Clayface episode.
yeah. I think they called him Clayface, although he
Yeah,
wasn't. It was definitely a
really
different version of
Clayface. Yeah,
Clayface. Yeah. I'm
I,
not gonna
I
lie,
was.
I like the almost T1000-ish version of Clayface from the animated series. That was Ron Perlman voicing that one.
That
That was
was.
I dug that.
And he also said one of my favorite lines from the animated series too. When Batman is trying to convince him that, hey, just come back with me, I'll help you.
hmm
And he said, "No, I'm all I have, and alone is all I'll ever be." Mm.
hmm
Oh, that's so good. Such
hmm
good writing.
But yeah, it also deals with this version deals with a lot of corruption in the police department. So like the original animated series
Yeah,
kind of had that. Like essentially you have Bullock, who's just kind of a shithead. But I don't know, it doesn't really
he
deal with
was just
corruption a whole
kind of
lot.
like he was kind
Yeah.
of like I wouldn't say a bad cop,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't
He
say a
was
smart cop either.
yeah.
It,
He was not the pro team.
no, in fact, I think the depiction that they had of Bullock in the Gotham series was a lot better
hmm
and more accurate to the character. He
I
wasn't
only saw
exactly squeaky clean,
yeah.
but he wasn't exactly corrupt and
hmm
dirty. I mean, he took money, just
Well, I only saw season 1 of Gotham, but like I did think Donald Loge, his portrayal of Bullock was fantastic. That
dude,
definitely thought that was a highlight.
it only gets better with time.
Mm. But yeah, this version is very much dirty. He's working with Flash, who I've not doesn't ring a bell. He might be from Batman Mythos. He might be a new character, but essentially they're the two dirty cops that are kind of in charge. And I was kind of
Mm-hmm.
noticing early on how Flash was like bossing him around and essentially telling Bullock what to do. And I
Yeah,
thought it was wild how Dent's in the back of the car and he's like, "Oh, he's just telling you what to do so your fingerprints are on everything and he can burn you if he needs to later." Bullock's like, "Wait, what?" And it's like, "Oh, that makes sense."
yeah, and it's just more of like it's like, okay, Harvey, you see, that's
Mhm.
that's how you got the DA position right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm trying to think. So Barbara Gordon's a pretty big role here, and it's a like I said, they take lots of liberties. Barbara Gordon here is a public defender,
Mm-hmm.
which I don't know if I've seen that iteration before. Like I said, Batman's got so much behind him, maybe, but yeah, this takes a lot of liberties again. But
I mean, I'm
I
pretty
thought she
sure
was
in
okay.
Mythos she was a cop. She was
Yeah,
also a cop. Yeah, yeah.
hmm that
Or at
seems
least
familiar.
like dispatcher, because
hmm
that's like the role she later took over after the Killing
hmm
Joke, and
hmm
she was oh god, there was a code name for her.
I don't
I
remember.
can't I can't
It's been
remember
a
the
while
code
since I've
name.
done
Yeah.
Killing Joke. Yeah.
Yeah, but there was a code name that like Bruce gave her or Batman gave to her whenever he's on like Oracle.
Mm-hmm.
Oracle. That's
Oh,
it.
real quick, Mikhail, I do see you.
Hey,
We're just
sorry.
chatting
Yeah,
here, but yeah, good to see you. Deadpool and Wolverine's awesome, and we got House of the Dragon shot towards the end of the stream.
yeah. We're gonna get
Um,
into it.
but yeah, that was the other thing that Chuds got upset of because Renee Montoya
Okay.
and Harley Quinn have a kiss, which, by the way, they are two canonically not straight characters. I'm just saying, two.
Who gives a shit that they kiss? What? What? Wait, that's really the only thing they're complaining about?
Oh, they're complaining about
There's
other stuff. They
there's
complained about that
plenty
one. That
to
was the first one I caught.
there's plenty to complain about this series,
Yeah.
but
Oh, yeah.
those two
Like,
kissing, that shouldn't even be in your top 15,
mhm.
let alone
So
40
actually, let's get
reasons.
into complaints because a character I thought really didn't work, and I think maybe they left her in a good position to work later, but like I really didn't like her origin.
Hmm.
Catwoman.
I felt like Catwoman was rather shoehorned in myself.
Yeah. So in this version, she's just a rich heiress, and she's like just kind of disconnected, and she's just stealing to maintain appearances, but like there isn't really a fun to her character or anything like that. It just feels like by the numbers. I don't know how else to describe, but yeah, Catwoman didn't work for me here, and I think for me almost like even though it's this version, the version I'm about ready to reference isn't like a classic version either. When it comes to Catwoman, Michelle Pfeiffer kind of dominates the role in my mind because
I
as much
mean,
as I'm not a huge fan of Batman
eh, eh,
Returns, god damn, her portrayal is so fucking good.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. And I will also go ahead and defend Anne Hathaway a bit because I thought she was decent in Dark Knight Rises. This version is below both of them, quite a bit in my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who else. I don't know. I guess Catwoman would be the big one that I really have an objection to. Barbara was interesting, and I think they did okay by her, but she wasn't one of the highlights for me.
Yeah.
I do like John DiMaggio as Bullock. I didn't notice that was his name until I looked at this, and I was like, "Oh, that John DiMaggio is awesome." So
I didn't realize that was John DiMaggio.
yeah, it's Bender. But
Yeah.
Lucius is there, but like he doesn't really do a whole lot, so I don't have a whole lot to add to him. And Rupert Thorne's just kind of teased throughout the series as the big crime boss, and Harvey almost kills him a few times, and that's about it.
I don't know if they're going to do a season 2. I have a feeling Batman's taking on the mob next
Oh
season.
yeah, oh yeah. No, there was quite that
'Cause
intimidation scene where he's
how that
yeah.
ended. Yeah, that was like, yeah, because it shows Rupert Thorne sitting just talking malevolently, doing this, and I went, man, I would not be sitting that close to a window if I were you, man.
Yeah.
Then you hear a shatter and a batarang hit right by his head, and I went,
Yeah.
see?
Clip his ear a bit. Like, damn.
See what I'm saying? That like
Mhm.
he will fuck you up.
Mhm. So yeah, yeah, I don't love this series, but I definitely enjoyed it overall.
Yeah, I enjoyed
It's
it
not as good as
overall.
the original animated series. It is darker. I do recommend it if you love the original animated series. If
you
you're
like
not a fan of the
Batman-
original animated series, this is probably going to be very much skip for you because it's not as good. But
there's not as
it's
much
decent.
fans. Yeah, there's not like too
Yeah.
many tip of the hats to it or anything. Yeah.
Yeah. It like, and even though I'm relating it to it a lot, it's just mainly because it's a lot of production team coming back.
Mhm.
This is its own continuity. You can watch either one independently. It's not X-Men 97. It's not a revival. This is a brand new Batman series. And there's lots of characters they have yet to introduce. Like we got a tease of Joker. But I'm sure season 2, well, at least season 2 better give us a Robin. That'd be awesome. That'd be the biggest character I want to see for season 2 that they haven't teased yet. I'm trying to think. Is there anything else you want to add?
I'd want to see Nightwing.
Well, yeah. Well, that's part. Well, I'll be honest. That's what part of why I want them to get to Robin, because give us Dick Grayson for a year, and then we can move on and get Nightwing.
No, let's say that like this is the first year he's done it without Robin.
Duh. I guess we could say that, but yeah, I don't know. I'm okay with giving us a good origin story for Dick Grayson before he comes Nightwing. We'll see how they do it, though.
Or we could just jump into him being Nightwing. Like
they don't have to rush it. I'm cool. But yeah, I do agree. I do love Nightwing as well.
Yeah, I just want to see Nightwing, dude. I really want to see Nightwing on the big screen. That's what I really want. You know who I would have loved to see played that Nightwing? Chris O'Donnell. Like, I'll admit I'll admit it.
Well, you want to know the frustrating thing? The suit they had Chris O'Donnell play looks so much like a Nightwing recolored.
Like the one at the end of Forever?
Yeah.
That is the most frustrating part about all of it.
It's like, even, oh my God, that's Nightwing.
And even when they did like the special like Frost edition one for Batman and Robin, it's just, oh my God. We're right here. Just Jesus Christ.
Just have him go independent and he's Nightwing. No? Okay.
Oh my God. Just give this man just give him 2 batons. Please.
But yeah. So yeah, overall review, Batman Cape Crusader.
Yeah. It's not bad.
Okay. Pretty good. Not mind blowing.
Not too crazy, but it's okay.
Though I will definitely say it's better than our next discussion point. Alien Resurrection.
This was rough.
It was rough. I remember enjoying this more, and I rewatching it. This is my second time watching it. It's been like at least probably 20 years since I've seen it. I think I saw it in college back in like 2000 or whenever. This was, I don't know, maybe it was more, it definitely had more action the second one, or the third one. There's definitely not more action in the second one. This is rough. I'm just, okay, so I listen, Joss Whedon's an asshole. I think he is a talented dude, though. This is not him at his best. This is bottom barrel Joss Whedon by a decent margin. God damn it, where do we even start? This thing's kind of a mess. I definitely remember Brad Dourif having more of a role.
We could start from where I sent you a message, like, he shot a spider. A fucking spider.
That was funny.
Yeah, and you instantly knew, oh yeah, Alien 4.
And yeah, Crawling Chaos. Yeah, I don't really forgive Alien 3 for killing off all the side characters except Ripley. But at the same time, Alien 3, I thought at least kind of had an interesting story to explore. Alien 4 feels very much like, oh, that was successful. We better think of excuses to do in our Alien movie. Does it matter if they're good or not? No. We're just going to force in our Alien movie out. That's really what this movie feels like. I mean, and we got some all right actors. We got Winona Ryder, who, funny enough, like, I remember Ron Perlman in this movie. I remember Dan Hedya in this movie. And until I remember Brad Dourif in this movie. But until I started up, I was like, oh yeah, Winona Ryder's in this. And she's like the second fucking lead.
I saw a lot of stuff in this that reminded me of like Firefly.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, that's
like
probably
just the dynamic with the crew and everything. And I couldn't tell, was this like pre or post Firefly?
Oh, this is quite a bit. This would be like, what? I guess only 6 years before Firefly.
Yeah, so like,
but it's also him having writing experience behind. In between that, he had Buffy, he had Angel, he had lots of experience to stack up between this and Firefly.
Yeah,
because I could see that, because you do have kind of like the misfit crew just doing jobs to get paid. Frankly, of that crew,
just describe the plot right there.
Yeah, well, the difference being the crew of Firefly I overall like. the crew here, I could give a shit.
Yeah, I kind of really don't like them. Not all.
Yeah, I mean, Ron Perlman's there, and Ron Perlman is just playing not quite as bad, but pretty jerk-face Ron Perlman as he typically does. And that's a role he's good at. I don't know. Michael Wincott's noteworthy, but eh. Dan Hedya is barely there. Brad Dourif is barely there, which is really frustrating. Oh, and you know what? I'm going to jump around a bit here because there's a plot point I seriously want to discuss. So they have all these aliens in this little room, and they know the aliens have acid blood, but they don't think to make the room acid proof. So the aliens kill one of their own and use its acid blood to seep through the floor so they can get out. Okay. But then later, they establish that somehow these aliens can now spit acid. So why did they kill the one? Just spit the shit.
Did you already mention Raymond Cruz? Raymond Cruz
No, I
was
did
in this,
not.
and he lived through
Yes.
most of this movie. And I realized something. He's kind of a badass in almost everything he's in.
True. Yeah, he made it most of the way through this. In fact, he doesn't get killed until he's the one noteworthy victim. Well, I guess Brad Dourif, but the one noteworthy victim after
Dan
the
Hedya.
alien gets on the ship.
No, Dan Hedya. You know, he.
Well, I'm talking about the one noteworthy victim of that.
Oh,
it's a purely aesthetic thing, but the fucking alien human hybrid thing they do, that I don't like it.
Neither do I. I hated that thing. I hated it.
It's like I see what they're going for, but god damn it, it doesn't work. There's got to be a photo of it here.
I know I sent one to you.
Where are we at?
Yeah, Brett Leland.
Oh, there
Leland
we go.
Orser,
Nice
hug
between him and Ripley.
Oh, mama.
God. Oh my god. And I do not like the look of it whatsoever. Oh yeah, the swimming aliens. Well, that's the interesting thing. So like Ripley here, and I guess it's a credit to Sigourney Weaver. This does not feel like the same Ripley, and it's not technically, but it's
no.
I don't know. Like I do kind of feel like the movie suffers because I kind of miss the old Ripley. This Ripley is kind of badass, but she's definitely more kind of favorable to the aliens. Mama. I do think it's interesting that they clone Ripley, and apparently they cloned the nail polish on her fingers as well, which really confused me. Like, what? Why is she have nail polish on? This is really confusing.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah. No, she had it on like immediately, and I'm like, wait, she was just cloned. The fuck? And it's like when they do like a couple of shots where you can clearly tell it's nail polish. It's not like her fingernails are discolored. It's just fucking nail polish.
No, can we like... Yeah, so I had a few problems with this as well.
Oh, a few problems with this. Okay.
Like, when did the eggs become explosive? Like, one of the military guys threw a grenade in them, and then the eggs themselves just started combusting.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Well, I mean, you brought up the explosion eggs. I brought up how suddenly one of them can spit acid, which I think only happens once.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, they bleed acid. They don't spit acid. What the fuck is this? Oh my god. Oh yeah, and yeah, so this alien gives birth, and they literally have the queen. Like if you remember in Alien 3, Ripley had a queen, and they took the queen out of the clone Ripley, and that alien gave birth to a human, except this queen is like on her back and has a big like pregnancy belly like a human would, and it's doesn't work for me whatsoever. It's like,
well, they were saying because of this last mutation, what you gave the alien was a female reproductive system.
Yeah.
And it's just
It's all Brad Dourif strapped up and yelling exposition. Fucking waste of Brad Dourif. God damn it, that should be a
Such a
crime.
criminal waste of Brad Dourif.
Yeah. I do feel like maybe they were trying to set up Call, who is Winona Ryder, to be possibly the next Ripley, because honestly, she feels a bit more Ripley-like than even Ripley does in this movie, which
Mm-hmm.
I guess makes sense. But
And then we had that
um,
subplot about how that her type of android was one that was designed by androids,
yes,
and
yes,
then that's just dropped all of a sudden.
no, it's not explored at all. No,
They should have, because okay, cool plot point. I don't know why we're bringing it up at like an
yeah, I don't
hour
know
and
why we're
10 into the
introducing this thing
theater.
that's never going to happen. Well, I mean,
Yeah,
maybe they were going for a thing where it's like because Ripley's clones and she's kind of. Yeah, I don't know. I
yeah.
think I almost had something, but it kind of falls apart when you start tearing apart. Uh, some good actors wasted here. Yeah, this
Yeah.
dude could do crazy trick shots that I didn't believe for a second.
Yeah, he was
Like,
attached to guns.
yeah, and like he just looked up and just shot and then hit the other guy in the head. I'm like, I don't believe you. I don't care how good you are. I don't believe you.
Yeah, this was just so
Yeah, and like I said, maybe this one
bad.
moved a little bit faster in the third one because like there's a decent action. There's action in this. I don't want to say decent action, but there's more action.
I mean,
But
I was so happy when she shot that window out. Like,
yeah,
that thing got stuck in it. It slowly and just had one of the most drawn out death scenes I think I've ever seen in one of these movies. Where,
yeah.
oh God, yeah.
Well, well, as much as I
The
hate that they killed off the characters at the beginning, like Alien 3 did somewhat feel like a natural progression of the
it
story.
did
And
it.
this one feels like we gotta do something else. We got yes. All the Alien directors are accomplished though. Freaking David Fincher did Alien 3. Alien 3 is kind of a slog, but
Yeah,
it's
and
David
David
Fincher
Fincher
who's done
made
some great stuff, man.
seven. Yeah,
He
I'm
made
just one
7.
of
He
like.
did Fight Club.
Mhm.
God, talk about a movie the Chuds love to misinterpret, but
Yeah, yeah. I love getting into a in a person argument with people who are of that like mindset, because I
yeah.
just like my response was like, "Yeah, you're right. You're not your fucking khakis."
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah,
there is a hero worship for Tyler Durden that makes no sense. Even David Fincher has come out and said, "People like Tyler Durden. He's the fucking villain. Pay attention,
hmm
guys."
yeah. Like, I mean, yeah, yeah. Corporations are the evil villain, true, but
hmm
Eiler's no fucking saint.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Oh,
Alien
Gene,
Romulus. I hope it's good.
fuck
I
yes, I
am
hope
kind of
so.
looking forward to it.
I look
Yeah, I'm
forward to it too. I'm being
I'm
hopeful.
crossing my fingers and my camera's off, but yes, I am really hoping it's good.
I'm
It
hoping.
it can't be worse than this, right? Because I
I hope
remember
not.
going into this thinking, oh, I remember enjoying Alien Resurrection more than Alien 3. Now rewatching, it's like not even close. As much as
Yeah,
I'm not really a fan of 3,
because I
it's
watched
better than
3
this.
more recently, not for the show, but
Yeah.
which is why I was championing for us to rewatch it and give it another
Mm,
look. I
yeah.
appreciate it
And I
more.
still have issues with it, but eh, it's better than this. It's
hmm
a lot better than this.
hmm So much better than
Jesus.
this.
Yeah. What were they doing with this?
I don't
What were
know.
they? I know what they're doing. They're trying to get money. They probably paid Sigourney Weaver a butt ton of money to come back and then just do another one. And it seemed like it was set up for more because they were flying back to Earth, and it's like, okay, so obviously something's going to happen with aliens on Earth, and we won't get to experience aliens on Earth until Alien versus Predator, guys. That's probably Alien versus Predator 2 is probably the one movie in this franchise I'd probably say is worse than this.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. That one's atrocious too. Jesus. Yeah, it's definitely worse than this now I think about it. Maybe rewatch, I would reconsider, but I really don't think so. Alien vs. Predator 2 was atrociously bad. Yeah.
Now, is that the one
Yeah.
where they pick up all these different hunters and drop them on a planet, or is that Predators?
No, that's Predators.
That's right.
Mhm.
That's the one with Walton Goggins,
Yes.
where he plays a scumbag.
Yeah, I know. Walton Goggins playing a scumbag? How unexpected.
I mean, it's fucking great every time he does it.
He is. It's like he's typecast, but he's so good at it. How can
But
you
he doesn't
resist?
care. He just ups the ante every time.
Yeah.
He out scumbags
Um,
himself. It's impressive.
I guess, are we ready for House of the Dragon?
Oh yeah.
All right. So if you watched the beginning of this, you notice I didn't have an intro, and it's because I was getting caught up with House of the Dragon. I just forgot how long these episodes were. And they filled up my time right until like probably like 10 minutes before we went live. But I will also say, God damn it, this season's awesome. I'm a fan.
Yeah.
This is really good. Definitely the highlight of this week, even though it was the last thing I watched. And fuck. We're getting lots more dragons in this series than they are in Game of Thrones, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we can also talk about the thing we were talking about really briefly before the stream.
Oh, the theme.
Yeah, the theme song, which I feel like it's a missed opportunity. It's just doing the theme song for Game of Thrones again, and it's like I want this series to have a bit more of its own identity.
Yeah, and
Um,
not really like live in the shadow of Game of Thrones.
which I feel like it very much is, and storyline wise, it kind of is. But yeah.
I
But
don't
yes,
know.
so getting into the oops, I have the mouse in the wrong area. Getting into the actual storyline for season 2, especially the second half, it's a lot of getting dragons ready to go. So the king survives episode 4. Rhaenyra dies, but the king survives. He's not doing great though. He is a wreck. And
Mm-hmm.
because of that, his younger brother Aemond, who is uh, uh, insane. I don't know how else to say it. He's not he's definitely not the worst character in the Game of Thrones franchise, but he's pretty bad. He takes over lead. Despite the fact the queen says, "Hey, I should take over because I did this job for a while. So naturally I should take over." And everybody was like, "Well, we're at war, so we need a man in charge." So they usurped her and put him in charge, despite the fact that he's kind of crazy. Maybe don't.
He's
um,
he's a little crazy.
yeah, a little bit. Well,
You watched that same battle I did, right?
a little bit.
Yeah, he's fucking psychotic.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, he got that position pretty much watching his brother get fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he gets the throne, and the only good news is that Rhaenyra, with her son Jace, comes up with the idea of, hey, there's lots of we have extra dragons, and there's lots of nobility out there that maybe could ride the extra dragons. And their
Mm-hmm.
first thought was, okay, let's go through the throne, the lineage, the family tree, and find people who are noble but not necessarily direct lines, and see if the dragon will take. And then they find one, and it seems to be going well. And then the dragon torches him, and it's like, oh, by the way, spoilers.
Yeah.
And then that becomes an interesting story because that dragon runs off. Then it tracks down one of the I don't remember the name of the family, but tracks down one of the essentially just a dude, and that becomes new dragon rider. And what they figure out is that Probably the best people to recruit for this will just be the tons of fucking bastard children that are all over the place.
Army of Bastards. I kind of loved
Yes.
it.
Yeah. So they just start recruit, like they kind of have a call. Hey, if you're a bastard and you want to see if you can ride a dragon, come on in. There's a very good chance you will die, but maybe you get a dragon. And yeah, a lot of them die. And a couple got a dragon. So the two that they highlight, let me bring up that episode. I think it's this one. There's the one dude who's just like wanting to take care of his family. And then there's the dude that's just at the bar, and it's almost like his friends tell him to do it. And he's like, "Yeah, I'll do it." And it's like,
Because he always lied to him and said that he was one.
there's a difference here. Yeah, but yeah, those are the two that actually get through. So
I'll
maybe
admit
not as much
this.
a lie as he thought.
There was some point when I was like, I swear, if they let the stupid drunk get one, I am just no.
Yeah.
And then it goes to a shot of him flying over King's Landing going, oh my God, they fucking did. I knew I didn't want to see this scene, and here it is right in front of me.
Well, I mean, we immediately got to see that it's Olaf. He is immediately the worst one.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how else to say it. He is insufferable. Everybody else is like, I got a dragon, I'm gonna treat it with honor, we're gonna do what we can. And he's just like, I got a dragon, party. It's like, oh, for fuck's sake, dude.
Yeah, the other guy goes and like, you realize that these are gods, right?
Well, I mean, at least the one guy, the family guy, he got like the really fucking big one. So, I feel a bit safer with that one in his hands. Yeah. That one was wild badass. Yeah. Like, holy shit, that dragon was giant.
Yeah, I saw that one. I was like, holy shit, he's huge.
Yeah.
Hey,
and I really like how he gets that dragon, because that dragon's gonna go kill one of the bastards, and he says, no, don't kill it. Come at me. And the dragon's like, oh, I see your game and I respect it. Just, you're it. I thought that was awesome. But yeah, the season kind of ends. Oh yeah, Damon. I guess we should talk about Damon.
Is that the end of the season, or are we still going to get more?
No, to my understanding, it's just 8 episodes this season. I'm pretty sure that was the finale. Because the next episode I've seen listed is let's pull it up. Is season 3. Oh, that's season 1. Because I was like, wait, weren't there 10 episodes? Why are we doing 4? And then no, it's there's only 8 planned for this season. So maybe they'll stealth release some later, but I think that's it for this season.
There's even the one where Rihanna showed up at Harrenhal to confront Damon.
That's the thing. So Damon's been kind of insane this season. He's been just kind of going to Harrenhal and like just dominating the area and just like wanting to like almost seems like build up his own kingdom to make almost his own move for the crown. But he's also been getting lots of visions of Viserys. Like he's not all there, guys. He's losing it.
And I forgot how much I appreciated the actor who played Viserys until those scenes.
Dude, Viserys really like there's scenes where he's like all fucked up with all the makeup, but like he is like, because he's a vision, he's like delivering just like a full-fledged performance, and it's like, damn, fucking good. Kind of cool to see him back as well. But Damon's going through some shit, and then he gets the vision of like, he gets essentially the vision of Game of Thrones. And he's like, oh, we all need to unite around one leader, otherwise the White Walkers will kill us all. And then he bows to Rhaenyra.
Mm-hmm. I think it's because she showed up and called him out.
Yeah, she did. There's that too.
I think it's totally. Why?
She popped up and he's like, and she's like, "What the fuck have you been doing here?
Yeah.
The
The
fuck are you
fuck have
doing?"
you been doing? Yeah.
Yeah. Which is awesome.
I'm happy we got to see Harrenhal
Yes.
and the fact that it was haunted. Like,
Yes.
which I mean, I figured it with the lore, but it's something that within that I've always wanted to see in this show,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm very happy that we did. Like, very
Yeah.
happy we did, because like I'm a fan of the lore of this series, and I've always known that to be haunted. Like, man, why don't we get to see some of that? Like, the only time we really got to see it was like in the final few episodes of Game of
Mm-hmm.
Thrones,
Yeah.
where it was being filled with whites, which was terrifying.
Yeah.
But
And then, I mean, the season essentially ends cliffhanger. So Rhaenyra is able to build up a pretty strong army, and she does actually some really good strategizing. Like, a lot of the people in King's Landing are struggling with food, and she sends them fucking food, which is like, fuck, that's
yeah,
smart.
with their banners
Yeah.
to the shores. Yeah,
And suddenly people are calling for Queen Rhaenyra to take over. It's like, that's smart. And then she's getting all these dragons. Essentially ends with her getting ready to make the move against King's Landing, but she doesn't quite make the move yet. So, which was kind of a surprising place to leave the season. Like, it felt like a build up to a season finale. And then I guess they'll do the big battle at the beginning of the next season. But
maybe it'll open up with the siege, with the sack of King's
yeah.
Landing.
Mm-hmm.
Did they
Perhaps.
say how many seasons are going to be of this?
At least 4, it looks like.
Okay.
I mean, it's doing fairly well. To my understanding, it's tough to judge because streamers never like to share their numbers, but like it seems like it gets decent amount of coverage online, so I imagine it's doing all right.
Yeah, I think it's just it still has that, like, it's still growing up in the shadow of its big brother.
Uh-huh. I think the theme, I think that was a bad call. Honestly,
I
because that's
agree,
just
but
it's
well,
forever going to be cast under it now.
like I had said before, it no matter what, they're going to hold it to a microscope
Mm-hmm.
to the original. And I mean, there's so many great music in this world of lore
Yes.
already. Like, have you ever actually heard a recording of the Reigns of Castamere? Like, I'm asking
No.
you.
No, I haven't.
Oh,
No, I haven't probed the
it's
sound.
it's
I
it's
love the
it's
scores when I listen to
actually,
them,
hey,
but yeah.
it's actually like a very haunting song.
Mm,
Very cool. I found one, and I'll send it to you after we're done with this.
mm.
It's a version of it, but it's recorded by Serge
Mm.
of System of a Down.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah. Oh,
Mm.
it's haunting. It's haunting.
Well, he's the one that's not a trumper, so that helps too.
Well, yeah, I think it's just their drummer who is the trumper, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
because
It's why System of the Down doesn't work anymore because he's a
yeah,
lefty and the drummer's a trumper, and they're like
the
they
whole
have
band
trouble
is
working
lefties.
together.
The whole
Yeah,
band is are
except for the
lefties.
drummer. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like, I know I heard him make this statement going, what's so all of a sudden I was like reading my band's lyrics and I go, what the hell is all this hippie shit? And it's like, bro,
Yeah.
eh, what?
You just are now getting it.
I mean, you released an album that
Yeah.
was dedicated to the spirit of Abby Hoffman.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Mm. Rest in peace, System of the Down. The trumper sang.
I know, man. That's fucking crying shame.
Yeah. Well, they're definitely one of the better new metal bands, in my opinion, of that genre. Like,
You know,
solid, but
you know who, like, I'm not a big fan of their music, but in that newer metal genre that I can appreciate what they do is
Mhm.
Disturbed. And it's mostly just
Yeah,
every interview I
definitely.
see with the lead singer, I just think, man, this guy just sounds like such a fucking amazing dude.
Mhm.
Like, just, dude.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, I respect Disturbed, and I don't know, like,
Not-
I listened to a few of their stuff, obviously, because they covered Genesis. So how could I not?
Yeah,
But
and their cover of Sounds of Silence is actually fucking great.
yeah, Disturbed actually does some decent fucking covers of songs you wouldn't expect. The original stuff is hit and miss for me, but
Agreed.
yeah.
And I've seen them once at an Ozfest, and I was iffy. Like, I knew like the songs on the radio, but halfway through their show, I was like, "All right, these guys are pretty awesome live." Like, okay,
Yeah, no, I imagine it'd be solid live. Yeah.
yeah.
I guess we've got anything you want to add to House of the Dragon?
I worry when they start relying on cameos. That's all.
Yeah.
Ed Sheridan was in Game of Thrones. I can never forget
that. Was such a minor role, though. That was so weird, though. That
it would have been weird. Good. It would have been great to have a payoff, like seeing, I don't know, a death.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Well, I just can't wait to see Bruno Mars in this season.
Oh God. I mean, probably it will be JoJo Suya.
But yeah. So I think I think going over all this, I will definitely say Batman Caped Crusader, good, not great. Alien Resurrection sucks.
Fucking hard.
House of the Dragon's awesome.
You want us to watch that again? We'll start a Patreon for that.
Well, don't you want to see the director's cut, which I'm pretty sure doesn't fucking exist on that one?
No.
Yeah.
No.
You don't want to see the director's cut? Talking about how they did this all for money?
No.
That's the thing. You watch Alien 3.
Right.
I watch Alien 3 and you tell me, oh yeah, there's a director's cut that's a lot better. I'm going to be like, I can see that.
That's kind of, yeah, and that's how I feel about Halloween 6. There's a producer's cut. You don't say. They toned down the color saturation. Okay, cool. That they don't have those like they don't have those 90s style edits in the middle. Perfect, because those are
there is a complicated story behind that too. Because normally theatrical cuts are essentially your producer's cut. So like the idea that you have a separate producer's cut, it's like, man, there was a wreck going off this movie, right?
Yeah, I think the only major difference, other than the ones I listed, like the score is a little bit different. So how, like, when like the producer's cut of that, or like the theatrical, it has like very 90s style theme of it is played, like heavy guitars, grungy sounds. But the producers kind of plays the theme a lot like the 78, like plays the actual 78 recording of that. The colors are toned down a little bit so it looks a little bit more like fall, and those edits aren't in there. And I guess the uncle's death, the father figure of the family, his death is nowhere near as graphic as it is in the theatrical.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? One thing I want to mention real fast before we completely sign out, because House of the Dragon, Rhaenyra does get a girlfriend. Way better than all the other people she's hooked up with so far in the series, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'll agree. I think this is a good match for her.
Damon never worked for me at all. Like, Damon always felt fucking gross to me.
No, and not even just I mean, hey, it's her uncle, and incest.
Yeah. Even looking past the incest stuff, like, he's kind of a slimy dude, even though it seems like he might be doing better now. Like,
still rooting for her in this war.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Between all the rulers we've seen, I think Rhaenyra is still
we
the most reasonable by far.
We didn't even talk how Helen Hightower came over to see Rhaenyra.
Oh yeah, yes, she did.
I just thought of that now. Yeah,
that was a wild moment.
That was, and I kind of surprised. Well, not really surprised that she let her walk out.
Well, I mean, they have the discussion. Rhaenyra gets really fucking real with her. It's like, yeah, you can come over to this side, but know this war ends with me decapitating your son. There's no other way this ends. I'm going to publicly decapitate him. You can come over to this side, and I'll protect you and the family you can bring over. But
But
he's
not your
gone.
son. Your
Yeah.
son is dying.
Yeah.
A son for a son. That's how we do it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like ballsy. It's like, yeah, but like it's like she's being straight with her.
No, she
And
is.
I get that. Yeah.
She's being real. All right.
Mhm.
Yeah. So yeah, I just thought of that. So next week.
Well, I mean, real quick, I'll just go ahead and say Rhaenyra is probably my favorite character.
Yeah, she's up there for me
She's just
too.
awesome. Yeah. But yeah, well, next week we're doing the Les Claypool Primus special.
Yes.
No,
In
no
lieu
concert.
of running,
Yes.
in lieu of running to the show, I am instead introducing Bob to Les's directorial debut.
Ooh,
Yes,
this could be fun.
he directed this movie, and I believe he wrote it too. I'm not sure, but yes, we are doing the album ranking and watching this lovely gem of a movie.
Ooh, Electric Apricot.
Apra. They make a joke about it in the movie. And we are also going to be doing an album ranking of all of Primus's studio albums.
Yes.
And a brief summary of the LPs. They're not LPs, but the EPs.
Hey, the EPs give love to Peter Gabriel, and so I can't. Hey, fucking awesome.
And they give love to Pink Floyd.
Oh yeah. There's that.
So
too.
it's
fucking excellent XLC cover, by the way. Holy shit.
Yeah. Oh, what for Miscellaneous Debris?
Yeah.
Yeah. Gotta love the band. Gotta love that band.
Should be a fun one. One.
Yeah, and so we're probably just gonna call that episode Primus Sucks.
Yeah, Primus does suck.
And we'll explain why.
We will, yeah, and I do want to do a show at some point, but yeah, this year is going to be tight. But yes, I will figure it out at some point. I think Primus has got more shows in him, and plus, I know I definitely want to prioritize Beat because like how often is that going to happen?
I agree.
That's like yeah. But yeah, that should be a fun show. I've already gone through the albums and yeah, I enjoy them all. So what order are they in? Who knows? We'll find out.
Oh, I already knew my order. I knew my order from the moment you asked me if I wanted to still do this originally, like way last year. Yes.
I have my process, but I'm going to re-listen to them over the next week. But I do have a listing already.
Yeah.
And let's see. And then if you're looking for more regular podcast, we got in 2 weeks, Alien Romulus. We're going to go back into Superman and Lois because we've forgotten about that for like 2 years. And then they're finishing that series this year. So we're going to get back for the end.
That's the best time to catch up on it and, get that algorithm cash in.
Yeah. And then we're going to look at the original Ghost in the Shell. Have you ever seen that one, Bobby?
No, I haven't.
Oh, it's pretty cool. It's a trip. It's very trippy, but it's very cool.
Okay.
And that will be it for today. Everyone, like and subscribe. I haven't said that yet. I am so bad. I want to get into the habit of saying that in between every single fucking topic. Because it's a good thing to say.
Well,
hit that like button, subscribe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Follow Organized Chaos. Follow me. Follow the podcast.
Yes. There's 3 different channels this is on right now.
Yeah.
Subscribe to all of them.
Multi-streaming.
Like all of them. All the algorithm stuff helps so goddamn much. I cannot stress. And then I guess party on, be excellent to each other.
Take care.